I got no picture.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Good and loving God, on a night when St. Thomas honors many seniors who have contributed to the St. Thomas community, the golf team, the track and field, and baseball, we give thanks for all of our students who participate in the life of St. Thomas and St. Pius. Watch over all of them and all of their endeavors.
Live from Father Wilson Field on the campus of St. Thomas High School in Houston, Texas, it's high school baseball on the Legacy Sports Network. Tonight, the St. Thomas Eagles host the defending state champion, St. Pius X Panthers. Hello again, everybody. I'm Gerald Sanchez, welcoming you to another great baseball game, another great rivalry here in Houston. The St. Thomas Eagles and the St. Pius X Panthers have won the baseball state championship in the classification of TAPS, Texas Association of Private and Parochial Schools, for the last 7 years. And this year it probably will be one of these two teams. Of course, Tomball Concordia Lutheran might have something to say about that as well. This is some great baseball, and we should have a great game tonight. The Eagles broke the long losing streak that they had against St. Pius X earlier at the pit at St. Pius X High School, winning by a score of 6-2 and catapulting them into a tie for first place in district play in TAPS 3-5A. Tonight, the Eagles will send out their staff ace, right-hander Michael Rogers, while the St. Pius X Panthers will send out their number 2 pitcher, Brian Newman, a 3/4 sidewinder. He'll be going for the Panthers. It should be a good one tonight. Coming up next, we will visit with head coach Craig Biggio, the St. Thomas Eagles. That is coming up next here on the Legacy Sports Network.
I love you.
And I think you're the Egg McMuffin of boyfriends.
It's the Egg McMuffin of automobiles.
I'll take it.
You told me it was the Egg McMuffin of apartments. The Egg McMuffin.
The Egg McMuffin of all beach days.
Experts are calling it the Egg McMuffin of
Science projects.
The simple joy of the one and only. With fresh cracked egg and extra lean Canadian bacon, it's just one of the wholesome ways to start your day at 300 calories or less.
He called you the Egg McMuffin of what?
It's crucial that my car stays clean when I'm meeting with clients, so when it gets dirty, I head for Bubbles Car Wash. They pamper me with free coffee and internet service and comfortable surroundings. Oh, and they do make my car shine. Bubbles Car Wash, I wouldn't go anywhere else.
You know the first thing people say after trying Raising Cane's premium, fresh, never-ever frozen chicken fingers? Served with extra long crinkle-cut fries, made fresh daily cane sauce, and grilled Texas toast? They say, "Where have you been all my life?" To which our chicken fingers don't reply because, well, chicken fingers can't talk. Raising Cane's, one love.
Gerald Sanchez back on the Legacy Sports Network with the head coach of the St. Thomas Eagles, Craig Biggio. Another rivalry game with the Pius Panthers.
Here we go again. So again, it's interesting this year. We've got we're all bunched up. Everybody's 3-2, and Beaumont Kelly's I think they're 1-4. But again, I mean, this is going to be a dog fight to the end, and we know them, they know us, and it's time to come out and compete, and hopefully we come out and compete like we're capable of doing.
It was good to get that win against them over at the pit, and Michael bent a little bit, but he didn't break.
He did. He had an inning or two where he scuffled a little bit, but as the game went on, he got stronger and stronger, and he wanted to stay in. He wanted to go back out there for the next inning. But you know what? He did his job, and it was time for Dusty to come in and do what he needed to do, and we did that. So I mean, obviously, we played just well enough in order to get a win, and in district play, that's all that matters.
For someone that is not familiar with your ball club, you play a very tough non-district schedule, and it's to get ready for this and to get ready for May in the playoffs.
I think so. I mean, I think that, historically you look at it. I mean, I think like last year's team was pretty good precursor for that because we played, I think our last 4 or 5 games were 4-3 ball games, 1-run games. And when you live and die in those situations, I mean, your players are used to it. But then all of a sudden, if you're just playing some teams that aren't as good and you're not really competing, and then there's no magical switch you can turn on and off. So, you got to get after it day in and day day out, and I think having that the challenging schedule, I think it makes us better for one, and it gets us prepared for the for the postseason.
This is your 5th year. Compare the years over for you as a head coach from year 1 to now. You've learned a little bit, huh?
I think I've learned a lot. I mean, I think that the biggest thing is I learned a lot about the kids in general. You know what I mean? It's just the kids are the same, but just kids are raised a little differently now. It's the same thing in dealing. I take the experiences that I learned from these high school kids and the same experiences dealing with the kids down in Minute Maid. So, like I said, it's a little bit different from that standpoint. But I mean, in general, baseball is baseball, and you go out there and you teach it, and you go over it and you practice it over and over again, and it's a pretty simple deal.
Good luck tonight.
Appreciate it, Gerald.
Craig Biggio, head coach of the St. Thomas Eagles, back with more here on the Legacy Sports Network.
Up next for Career Day, quarterback Aaron Rodgers.
That State Farm agent said she helps people. What do you do?
I play football.
That's not a job.
Well,
Did you save my dad hundreds with the discount double check?
no, but I was MVP last year.
Mr. Hubble says trophies are for people with self-esteem issues.
Who's Mr. Hubble?
That's Rod Hubble.
No, it is not.
For savings, we're best in class.
Hey, Roger! Discount double check!
Get to a better state. State Farm.
Family owned and operated, Gorilla Reprographics have provided quality reprographic services since 1969. Whether you need an oversized banner, copies of construction drawings, color presentations for your next meeting, or you'd like to scan and archive those unorganized documents, Gorilla Reprographics can handle it all. Gorilla's team are proven customer service experts, proudly serving many of the same customers for decades. Visit them today at GorillaReprographics.com for a job done right the first time. Go Eagles!
Welcome to Raising Cane's. You know Cane's is all about one love. It's chicken fingers that are always fresh, never ever frozen. A friendly crew, a fun atmosphere, and a perfect chicken finger meal every time. That is one love. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers.
St. Thomas Eagles taking the field. They're in the home whites, the Eagles, and the St. Pius X Panthers here on the Legacy Sports Network. Thanks for joining us as Michael Rogers walks to the hill, and he will face this lineup. St. Pius X. Leading it off, many felt that he was going to be throwing tonight, but instead just the DH, senior Cole Stewart, who is heading on to Texas A&M next year. He'll be batting leadoff, followed by the right fielder, Ben Little. Second baseman Luis Sanchez hits third. Catcher Jerry Murillo in the cleanup spot. Pitching and batting fifth for St. Pius X is Brian Newman. First baseman Joel Segura will bat sixth. Following him and playing left field is Kenneth Dana. Jeremy Jones playing third base and hitting eighth. And rounding out the lineup is the center fielder Chase Fontana. So top three has DH Stewart, right fielder Little, and second baseman Sanchez. Middle three, catcher Murillo, pitcher Newman, and the first baseman is Segura. And the bottom three, left fielder Dana, third baseman Jones, and the center fielder is Fontana. You see Michael Rogers warming it up Michael, the staff ace of the St. Thomas Eagles, making his 8th start and actually his 8th appearance, too. In all starts, a record of 2-2. He's had some really good outings, and then he's had 2 outings that you just want to kind of look the other way, and both of them, ironically, against Tomball Concordia Lutheran. 2-2 on the season for Michael, an ERA of 4.63. He's thrown 35 innings, given up 35 hits, 22 runs. 18 of those have been earned. Great control. Only 8 walks in the 35 innings pitched, and half of those walks came in one game against Concordia Lutheran. And the strikeouts have been there as well for Michael. 39 strikeouts in 35 innings for Rogers' opponents, hitting .254 against the junior right-hander. Cole Stewart standing in as we are ready to go. St. Pius X, they've got those replica uniforms of the Chicago White Sox with the interlocking SPX for St. Pius X. Rogers, before the first pitch is delivered, wants to make sure everything is okay with the catcher Ryan Olive. Rogers threw 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs unearned, 2 runs and 1 earned, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, the first time that these two teams played back on March the 26th, and that was at St. Pius X. The first pitch is low ball, and we are underway. Rogers last year appearing in the state championship game against St. Pius X and taking the loss. Count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Cole Stewart on the season at .360. In years past, the St. Pius X Panther team really hits the ball well, but this year only hitting .257. .360 for Cole. Hadn't had a lot of district play, and the breaking pitch plunks him, and he will go over to first base. Breaking pitch just got away from Michael. Brings up Ben Little, the right fielder. So Ben Little, .246 on the season. Not a lot of home runs, too, for this ball club. They play in a very small ballpark, the dimensions. That is in for a strike. Toss over to first base. It's the state champions the last 7 years. St. Thomas winning in 2007, 2008. That one misses low. And then again in 2010 and 2011. They played in the state championship game last year but lost to St. Pius. Nick Vituli got the complete game win against them. He's fouled off over to the right side. Nick is playing over at Colorado State now. Little was 0 for 3 the first time that these two teams met. Has 12 RBIs, couple of home runs, and he goes down. That's the first out of the inning, first out of the ball game. Michael Rogers gets a strikeout. Starting pitching has been one of the strengths for the St. Thomas Eagles this year. ERA of 4.15 overall to go with their 18-6 record. 3-2 in district play. St. Pius X, they have a 17-8 record, and they are also 3-2. We got 3 teams tied for first. There's 4 teams in this district in TAPS 3-5A. St. Thomas, St. Pius, the 10th. Then you have Concordia Lutheran, which is located in Tomball, and Beaumont Kelly. Kelly has had a lot of changes the last several years, 4 head coaches in the last 4 years. looking maybe to get some stability with Jimmy Neal as their head coach. But they've been a scrappy ball club. They've given St. Thomas all they can handle this year. In fact, Beaumont Kelly has beaten the St. Pius X Panthers. I beg your pardon, they've beaten Concordia Lutheran. Concordia Lutheran seems to be the thorn in the side for St. Pius and St. Thomas. Comebacker up the middle. Sebo, the shortstop, will step on the bag, and that's a double play. Luis Sanchez. 6 unassisted on a 3 twin killing. And after a half inning of play, St. Pius, the 10th, nothing, and St. Thomas just now coming into bat.
Listen, son, your 20s, and gosh, they could be such a magical time.
Wait, what? Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, Kevin.
Keisha, you made my car insurance super easy to understand. What are they talking about? What?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Like a walk-in closet.
But I just graduated.
A dojo. Oh! Son.
Gross.
I'll help you pack.
Agents make insurance easier. Get to a better state. State.
Our innermost desire is the force that inspires us to find outright delight. With any size icy cold Coca-Cola, soft drink, or sweet tea for just $1.
Family owned and operated, Gorilla Reprographics have provided quality reprographic services since 1969. Whether you need an oversized banner, copies of construction drawings, color presentations for your next meeting, or you'd like to scan and archive those unorganized documents, Gorilla Reprographics can handle it all. Gorilla's team are proven customer service experts, proudly serving many of the same customers for decades. Visit them today at GorillaReprographics.com for a job done right the first time. Go Eagles!
Welcome back to Father Wilson Field on the Legacy Sports Network on the campus of St. Thomas High School. St. Pius going down with Michael Rogers, the starting pitcher, facing the minimum on that double play ball off the bat of Luis Sanchez. Now it is St. Thomas's turn, and they will have Rawlings Elam, the center fielder, leading it off, and he swings at the first pitch and hits it to Peterson, the shortstop, and that is 1 pitch and 1 out. Rawlings Elam retired. So you have Rawlings Elam, who just grounded out. Then you have shortstop Justin Sebo coming to the plate next, followed by the second baseman, senior Kevin Biggio. Greg Hoffman, a senior, playing third base. Ben Condera, right fielder, hitting fifth. Hunter Palish hits sixth, plays first base. Wendell Champion in the 7th spot, playing left field. Catcher Ryan Olive hits eighth, and Mitch Harris, the DH, a senior, bats ninth. Brian Newman, sidearm delivery, and the first pitch to Justin Sebo is a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Sebo 0 for 4 the first time that these two teams met. Missing on a breaking pitch, missing. It's 2-0. Justin will be going to Virginia Tech next year. And he's really improved his defensive play. Just all around a good ball player for St. Thomas out of the number 2 hole. Pitch goes on the outer half of the plate. Slides off. It's a swing and a miss. Here's the pitch from Newman, and that is a breaking ball in for a strike. Evens the count at 2-2. Newman has a perfect record, 3-0, and outstanding ERA of .43. So we should be in store for a great game here as far as pitchers go. Justin hitting .333 on the season. Beg your pardon, he's hitting .280 on the season. No home runs. He has 16 RBIs. That is tied for third on their ball club. 2-2. On the inner half of the plate, and he's gone looking. Defensively for
St. Pius X. Newman is on the mound. Jerry Murillo doing the catching. Over at first base is Joel Segura. Luis Sanchez at second. Stuart Peterson is the shortstop. Jeremy Jones, third baseman. Chase Fontana in center. Ben Little in right. Kenneth Dana in left. Kevin Biggio heading to Notre Dame next year. Son of the head coach Craig Biggio. Left-handed batter Kevin Biggio leads them in every offensive category you can think of, and he drives it to left, but this should be playable by the left fielder Dana, and it is. Retires the side. Newman retires the Eagles quickly and quietly. We're through one, and the score, 0-0 on the Legacy Sports Network.
I love you.
And I think you're the Egg McMuffin of boyfriends.
It's the Egg McMuffin of automobiles.
I'll take it.
You told me it was the Egg McMuffin of apartments. The Egg McMuffin.
The Egg McMuffin of all beach days.
Experts are calling it the Egg McMuffin of
Science projects.
The simple joy of the one and only. With fresh cracked egg and extra lean Canadian bacon, it's just one of the wholesome ways to start your day at 300 calories or less.
He called you the Egg McMuffin of what?
You know the first thing people say after trying Raising Cane's premium, fresh, never-ever frozen chicken fingers? Served with extra long crinkle-cut fries, made fresh daily cane sauce, and grilled Texas toast? They say, "Where have you been all my life?" To which our chicken fingers don't reply because, well, chicken fingers can't talk. Raising Cane's. One love.
We had sunshine earlier today in the greater Houston area, but it has been dreary, also humid too. First pitch swinging up the middle. Sebo can't play the ball, and safe, Jerry Murillo, the catcher. Usually that's a play that Justin makes. He's unable to come up with it, and that'll be ruled an error, E6. So an error provides the St. Pius X Panthers the second consecutive leadoff hitter reaching base without the benefit of a hit. Cole Stewart was hit by a pitch, and now Murillo is at first base. Actually, we've got a courtesy runner. Brian Newman stand into the batter's box. Newman facing his mound counterpart. 227 on the season for Brian with no home runs. He has 6 RBIs, 1 extra base hit. It's a double. Rogers delivers high, throw to first, and getting just back in there is Joel Gregory. If the first baseman, Palish, is able to turn around and tag him, he's out, because that ball beat him. Good throw by Olive, but the footwork was not there. Outer half of the plate. 1-1 the count. Boy, you talk about footwork being important to a catcher. It's also very important to a first baseman. Footwork on the infield is important all the way around. Matter of fact, even for pitchers. Here's the 1-1, and it comes inside to Brian Newman. Newman showing bunt. The count of 2 balls and 1 strike. Rogers has pitched in plenty of big games through his high school career for St. Thomas. As a freshman, he started the state championship game against Dallas Bishop Lynch, and he was able to pick up the win. Last year, as a sophomore, he took the loss against St. Pius. He's pitched in plenty of playoff games, and so as a freshman, he was just kind of thrown into the fire. Started in district play, and it just carried throughout. He's had to back up another #1 in his previous 2 years.
but this year he has been given the ball as the #1 starter. And for the most part, like I said, he's pitched well, but there's just been those couple of games against Tomball Concordia Lutheran that he's really struggled. Newman threw in relief the last time that these two teams played. They're expecting Cole Stewart to pitch, but of course he was serving his suspension that was issued by TAPS for being ejected in a state semifinal game last year. And so he had to serve a 3-game suspension in district play, not just a 3-game suspension to start the season. The first 3 games in 2013 of district play, Cole Stewart had to sit out. And so he did not play against Kelly or Concordia Lutheran or against St. Thomas. But he's in the lineup today, but did not pitch. He lost 1-0 last Thursday to Concordia Lutheran. A run in the first inning that beat St. Pius, the 10th. It stayed that way all game. They lost 1-0. Really impressed with the Crusaders, Rick Lynch and his ball club. Good ball club. To the third baseman, Hoffman. Could it be 2 double plays? Yes! 2 double plays in as many innings. That is an around the horn double play as Newman hits into a 5-4-3 twin killing. That was a good play at first base too by Hunter Palish, because he had to scoop that ball. The ball wasn't particularly thrown very well from second baseman Kevin Biggio. Not a lot of mustard on it, but it was in the dirt. He short hopped it and Palish got the pick. The umpire called him out. And now you got 2 outs with no one on, and Joel Segura, the first baseman, at the plate. Segura 267. No home runs, just a couple of RBIs. Not a lot of at-bats this year. Only 8 games played, 15 at-bats for Segura. You have to go back to 2008, the last time that St. Thomas, as it was a swing and a miss. Olive can't pick the handle, and that is a strikeout and a passed ball. Segura reaching on the passed ball after swinging at strike 3. Got to go back to 2008 though to know that the last time St. Thomas beat St. Pius in a season series. But St. Thomas has beaten them in the playoffs. Of course, St. Pius beat them last year in the state championship too. It's Kenneth Dana, the left fielder. Swings at the first pitch. And it's the third baseman, Hoffman. 5-4. They'll retire the side. 5-3, beg your pardon. 5-3 on the out, and the Eagles and the Panthers scoreless through an inning and a half of play.
My kids go everywhere with me, so I won't go anywhere that's not spotless. So when my SUV needs a wash, you'll find me at Bubbles. Not only does Bubbles keep my car looking good, they're committed to making me as comfortable as possible. And that means keeping their lobby as clean as my car.
It's crucial that my car stays clean when I'm meeting with clients, so when it gets dirty, I head for Bubbles Car Wash. They pamper me with free coffee and internet service and comfortable surroundings. Oh, and they do make my car shine. Bubbles Car Wash, I wouldn't go anywhere else.
If safety is your goal, Fabinco is your gate. Fabinco, the world's leading manufacturer of self-closing safety gates.
Scoreless ball game. Bottom of the second inning, Greg Hoffman against Brian Newman, and the first pitch swung on and missed. Thanks to Fabenco, the Safety Gate Company, one of our big-time sponsors at the Legacy Sports Network. Bringing you tonight's ball game. Greg Hoffman, a very important offensive piece last year for St. Thomas in getting to the state championship game before the losing to St. Pius. He had gone a very long time without getting an extra base hit until it was against St. Pius on March the 26th. He got a double, a two-run double in the first inning. And that was his first extra base hit of the season. Up the middle. And Peterson lets it go into center field. That'll be an E6. Hoffman at first base. The errors were freely flowing, if you will, back on March the 26th between these two teams. 5 errors between the two ball clubs. St. Thomas committed 3 errors. St. Pius committed 2. And so both teams so far have committed 1 each. We're in the bottom of the second inning. And that's driven into right center by Ben Kandera. Kandera rounding first, and he will slide in for a double. Kandera splitting the 2, Ben Little in right and Chase Fontana in center. The Eagles in good shape here to start the bottom of the second inning. Talked about St. Thomas offensively, 293 on the year. And Hunter Palish platoons with Michael Rogers, the pitcher, at first base for the most part. Also, Jordan Bautista Rosales has played a little bit of first base this year for St. Thomas. Bautista Rosales is out of this ball game. Concussion he suffered. And the shortstop Peterson having trouble with it. He throws to first, and then scoring the run is Hoffman. Palish put that ball in play. That is an RBI ground out. 6-3 on the out. And Kandera heads up base running, moves to third. The Eagles scoring first in this ball game. So they lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. I want to correct myself. I meant to say 2009 was the last time that these two teams had played where St. Thomas won a season series. There is an out. The failed attempt on the safety squeeze. Kandera didn't break initially, but then he came home after the ball was in the catcher Murillo's mitt. That's a strike, and that's an out, too. 2 unassisted. Wendell Champion at the plate. Kandera makes the second out of the inning. A little bit ironic that St. Thomas committing a base running mistake there, because it was St. Pius that committed 5 base running mistakes the first time that these two teams played. And we're talking about base running mistakes, very fundamentally sound, where all the way to where you tag up early before coming home from the bag at third, all the way from going for a double but missing the bag at first base. Head coach Adam Masiotti felt that perhaps the umpires were not in a position to make the call of maybe a missed bag or leaving the bag early before the catch is made in the outfield. But 5 base running mistakes, and that's what really ran them out of innings. So St. Thomas committing a base running mistake here. Wendell Champion's got a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Champion under the Mendoza line, 195. No home runs, 8 RBIs. Starting left fielder. And he hits a base hit. That doesn't look like 195. Wendell, solid hit. Second hit of the inning and second hit of the ball game for St. Thomas. See Wendell Champion getting instructions over at first base with the first base coach. That's Sean O'Neill, class of '01.
And coaching over at third is the head coach for St. Thomas, Craig Biggio. Ryan Olive, the catcher, at the plate. And he takes a breaking ball in for a strike. Look at the bottom half of the lineup for St. Thomas. Champion hitting at 195. Olive is hitting at just 121. Then you got Harris, who's on deck, who's above the 300 mark. And Ryan Olive, who has struggled all year long. He hit well at the beginning of the last year, and then he kind of tailed off, and he hasn't been able to swing it very well at all this year. Like I said, with that 121 batting average, just 3 RBIs. And it seems like, and when you're in a slump, this seems it always happens. You're down the count 0-1 or 1-2 or 0-2. And as you can see here, Olive is down the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Champion the lead at first. Segura, the first baseman, holding him on. The 1-2. Breaking pitch. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Father Wilson Field, they've done a great job the last several years with the renovations of this field. The field itself take a beating at the beginning of the year. And when able to put a lot of water on it, they wanted to make sure that they were able to play the games, but after spring break, they let it open. The field looks in a lot better shape than it did back in February and in early March. Newman with the stretch, and here's the 1-2. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Olive continues to struggle at the plate, and the Eagles got retired in the second inning. They score a run on 2 hits. There's an error, and they strand a runner. We're through 2. The Eagles 1, and St. Pius nothing.
I think you're the Egg McMuffin of boyfriends.
It's the Egg McMuffin of automobiles.
I'll take it.
You told me it was the Egg McMuffin of apartments. The Egg McMuffin.
The Egg McMuffin of all beach days.
Experts are calling it the Egg McMuffin of
science projects.
The simple joy of the one and only. With fresh cracked egg and extra lean Canadian bacon, it's just one of the wholesome ways to start your day at 300 calories or less.
He called you the Egg McMuffin of what?
You know the first thing people say after trying Raising Cane's premium, fresh, never-ever frozen chicken fingers? Served with extra long crinkle-cut fries, made fresh daily cane sauce, and grilled Texas toast? They say, "Where have you been all my life?" To which our chicken fingers don't reply because, well, chicken fingers can't talk. Raising Cane's. One love.
Tonight's game is being brought to you by Allegiance Bank. Allegiance Bank of Texas. Top of the third, St. Pius and St. Thomas, 1-0. Jeremy Jones leads it off. Jones swings at the first pitch, skies it to shallow part of center field, and it's Kevin Biggio, the second baseman, going out and making the play. One pitch, one out. Chase Fontana. Fontana, the number 9 hitter in their lineup. Funny story about Chase Fontana. Hits .275, 1 home run, 12 RBIs. Hadn't started a game all year long last year, and then he is a contributor in the state championship game against St. Thomas. That was his first start of the year. 2-0. So the first 2 innings have seen the leadoff man for St. Pius X reach base. Make it now 3 for 3, and that's the first hit of the ball game. Opposite field shot by Fontana. 1-out single, and he's at first base.
Number 19, Stewart.
Top of the order with Cole Stewart now. Stewart with the batting average of .360 is second on the ball club with the batting average. He leads them in the home run department with 5 home runs, and he also leads them in 20 RBIs. 0 for 1, or actually did not have an official at bat because he was hit by a pitch his first time up. Rogers from the stretch. Something I noticed different about St. Thomas, their uniforms, as you see them in their home whites with the red. They normally, with those white jerseys, wear the red cap. But tonight, we'll have to find out the story on this, white caps with the red bill and the capital T. The first championship under Craig Biggio in 2010, they wore their road grays all the way through the playoffs into the state championship, even though they were the home team one time. Didn't play actually a game here at Father Wilson Field, but consider the home team. And Craig Biggio very traditional with this, as he likes to always have the DH bat for the pitcher, and very traditional to the game in that regard. Ball gets away. Stolen base as the runner, Fontana, was going on the pitch. Stewart ahead in the count, 3-1. Let's see what Rogers does here. Left side. Sebo making a strong throw, and Stewart does not advance the runner. Second out of the inning. Brings up the number 2 hitter, and the Panthers line up, Ben Little. Little struck out swinging his first time up. You see Rogers, when he is not right mechanically, Michael will have a different arm angle, and a lot of times that ball will go down and away. And I think maybe Ryan Olive talking to him about that. To stay on top of the ball, you hear that a lot. You hear coaches tell that to pitchers, stay on top. When they get tired, they start dropping down a little bit, and their pitches become flat. Long-time rivalry between these two schools, and not only just in baseball, it's in all the sports. In football, earlier in the school year in 2012 in November, we had a telecast that we broadcast the game on, and St. Thomas was able to win the district championship. Cole Stewart was their starting quarterback for St. Pius X, and St. Thomas dominated. They had to win by 11 points to capture the district championship, but they did more than that. They were able to win convincingly. It's 27-6 was that final score. And he got him. Little has struck out twice today. One swinging, and now the one that was looking. That'll end the third. 1-0 St. Thomas. Family owned and operated, Gorilla Reprographics have provided quality reprographic services since 1969. Whether you need an oversized banner, copies of construction drawings, color presentations for your next meeting, or you'd like to scan and archive those unorganized documents, Gorilla Reprographics can handle it all. Gorilla's team are proven customer service experts, proudly serving many of the same customers for decades. Visit them today at GorillaReprographics.com for a job done right the first time. Go Eagles!
Up next for Career Day, quarterback Aaron Rodgers.
State Farm agent said she helps people. What do you do?
I play football.
That's not a job.
Well...
Did you save my dad hundreds with the discount double check?
No, but I was MVP last year.
Mr. Hubble says trophies are for people with self-esteem issues.
Who's Mr. Hubble?
That's Rod Hubble.
No, it is not.
For savings, we're best in class.
Hey, Roger! Discount double check!
Get to a better state. State Farm.
Number 9 hitter Mitch Harris leads off for St. Thomas. Harris is just as good as a number 9 hitter you can find around in the Houston area. 380, no home runs. He has 11 RBIs. And the first pitch from Newman is strike one. Has one triple. That triple was the spark that St. Thomas needed last Thursday against Beaumont Kelly. Leadoff triple to straightaway center. The game was tied 3-3 in the bottom of the 7th, and in high school ball they only play 7 innings. He was able to bang that triple off, and then finally 2 outs later came home on an error by the third baseman for Beaumont Kelly, Ford Proctor. Speaking of Proctor, that is one heck of a ball player that the Bulldogs have. He's only a sophomore. He's already had a verbal commit to play for Wayne Graham and the Rice Owls. It was senior night tonight. It was really nice, as they do every year. Sits on the right side of Sanchez, the second baseman. And it pops off of Segura's mitt. See, I would imagine that would be an error on Segura, because that ball there was nothing wrong with that throw. Sanchez put it right there in his breadbasket. Segura, ball just popped out, and that'll be an error, E3, as Harris is at first base. The Eagles, as they did in the last inning, reached the leadoff man. Hoffman reached on Peterson's error, and then able to force him to, or rather, were able to have him come around and score. Up the third base line and foul. You know, usually these two teams play very good, fundamental, sound defense. This year has not been the case when they two get together. They have committed 5 errors at the first game. They've already committed 3 errors, and we're only here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Especially St. Pius. We've noticed that they make the plays that they need to make, but this year it has been just a different story. I asked Adam Masiotti about that, their head coach for St. Pius. He told me it's kind of a ho-hum ball club, but they just come out and play, whatever. That's exactly what his quote was about his team this year. I said, what's different about this team compared to your other teams in the past? On the flip side, for St. Thomas, they all feel that this is one of the best team chemistries that has come through here in a long time. Craig Biggio feels that this is the best team that he has had chemistry-wise. They've had some more talent in previous years. Into right, and it'll fall. Taking the extra 90 feet is Mitch Harris. And ball will get away to where Elam will get to second. That's another error on St. Pius. 3 errors. The error will be charged to as Adam Asiati, head coach, having a full conference right there with his team. They're going to give the error to the first baseman, Segura. Segura hasn't had an inning he would like to forget defensively. That's 2 errors by Segura at first. The cutoff man, he misplayed the ball. With the throw from Little, there was nothing wrong with the throw from Little. He just misplayed the ball.
Number 6, Sebo.
The Eagles here, so you give Elam a hit, and then he advances 90 feet on an error by the first baseman, Segura, E3. Runners at second and third, there's nobody out. The errors have not done St. Pius X any favors here. 3 errors already. Sebo hits it into center, and it'll fall. RBI single for Justin, his 17th RBI. Two to nothing, St. Thomas, and now here is Kevin Biggio. I know Kevin has been working hard on his swing, would like to hit a lot more balls that are line drive rather than he's been lifting the ball. Even the home runs that he has hit have been skyscrapers. Kevin, a fly ball to left his first time up. Outer half of the plate. 0-1 the count. You're watching the ball game here on the Legacy Sports Network. Thank you very much for watching us here this evening from Father Wilson Field. So you have runners on the corners. Elam is at third and Sebo at first. Elam probably couldn't score. He had to make sure that the center fielder Fontana was going to not catch that ball. This one's lifted high in the air to left. The left fielder, Dana, battling with it. Here's the play at the plate and safe. Good hustle by Rawlings Elam. That does not warrant an argument from the third base dugout. It was very close at the plate. The cutoff man Jones gave a good throw to the catcher Murillo, but I think that it was Elam with just a very good slide in there. Of course, the hustle and the speed had a lot to do with that too. The ball wasn't hit particularly deep. The left fielder Dana threw a strike to the third baseman Jones, and then Jones threw a strike to the catcher Murillo, but Cavan collects the RBI, his 29th of the season. Here's the throw, and safe is Sebo on a stolen base. Three-0 St. Thomas. Taking advantage here. They have taken advantage of the errors. Harris led off with an error by the first baseman. That was a routine play. Newman, a bit of bad luck defensively against him. St. Pius threw John Michael Hyde the first time that these two teams played. The left-hander, junior, called up from the JV. Hoffman has got a count of 0-2. Hoffman reached on an error by the shortstop Peterson his first time up. You put the ball in play against these Panthers, I mean, you got a 50-50 shot of reaching base. Here's the 0-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Doesn't do the pitcher of your ball club any favors when you commit the errors, because that means he's got to work extra hard. The extra pitch count. Speaking of, 40 pitches right now for Brian Newman in the first 2 1/3 innings. Hoffman, senior, played a little bit of left field, played a little bit of first base last year. He's been primarily playing third base, even pitched a little bit this year in non-district play. How about that crazy game against Sweeney in spring break, that Monday of spring break? Michael Rogers, not a dominant performance by Michael, but he was able to keep his ball club in it. Here's the 1-2, slow in the dirt. The pitcher for Sweeney, he threw 148 pitches in that ball game. St. Thomas was able to come back, and go into extra innings, and win it 6-5 on the Mitch Harris RBI single. Hoffman strikes out swinging, and that's the second out of the inning. Brian Newman thought that was out number 3. He was headed back to the first base dugout.
Number 45.
It should be out number 3. Hoffman strikes out. 3 strikeouts now for Newman. Here's Ben Candera. Double his first time up in the second inning. Comebacker Newman will field. That'll do it in the third. 2 runs come across for St. Thomas. They collect 2 hits, also 2 errors, and a runner stranded. We're through 3. It's 3-0. Eagles on the Legacy Sports Network.
If safety is your goal, Fabinco is your gate. Fabinco, the world's leading manufacturer of self-closing safety gates.
Runs, 4 hits, 1 error for St. Thomas. No runs, a hit, and 3 errors for St. Pius X. Gerald Sanchez on the Legacy Sports Network from Father Wilson Field.
Number 15, Sanchez.
Well, in looking at the numbers, in 25 ball games for St. Pius X, and I guess you want to add 3 tonight, they have committed 52 errors on the season. We're talking about the errors and the defensive play for St. Pius X. As Michael Rogers' first pitch is a ball to Luis Sanchez, the second baseman. So 52 errors, including tonight, the first 25 ball games. Very un-St. Pius X-like. Fielding percentage coming into tonight at .931. Hoffman out, number 1. Sanchez. Good play by Greg.
Murillo.
There's Jerry Murillo, catcher. Interesting story about Murillo. Until this year, he was a DH, first baseman as well, and pressed into the role as catcher. And he had off-season Tommy John surgery. One and 1 the count. St. Pius X losing 7 starters from last year's state championship team. able to go on a 8-game winning streak until they played against St. Thomas back on the 26th. Mentioned their record is actually 17-9. I noticed I had said 17-8. Actually, it's 17-9 because when they played St. Thomas coming into the game, they were 14-7. High pop. They've lost 2 games since. And Biggio coming, and he makes the play. Cavan making the play in foul territory. Murillo thought, there's no way, right? There's not a lot of wind here tonight. But that ball was skied high. It started in the infield, and Cavan just kept going and going and going in foul territory. What a play. Brian Newman bats with 2 outs and no one on. Newman would like to get some type of offense going for himself, trying to help his own cause. The wind's starting to pick up now. Just as I say, the wind, there's not a lot of wind out there. It's starting to pick up. It's blowing in from the southwest. 3-0 the count to Brian Newman, who hit into a double play his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Newman was 1 for 2 the first time these two teams played. Rogers coming inside. I don't think he meant to go up there, but he did anyway. And Newman takes the walk.
Number 18, Segura.
First walk given up by Michael Rogers. He's thrown 44 pitches, 33 for strikes. They're going to let Newman run for himself as the first baseman Palish holds him on. Segura, first baseman, down the count 0-1. You know Segura would like to turn things around here. That tough last half inning in the bottom of the third, committing 2 errors, which led directly to 2 runs for St. Thomas. Runner goes, and it's fouled. For 4 previous years, St. Thomas had Hunter Kopasensky behind the plate, now playing at Rice. And so, like Craig Biggio has said, when you've got a guy like Hunter, it's whoever comes in after him, there's going to be somewhat of a drop-off. And teams have noticed, and teams have really liked to run on St. Thomas this year. Rogers gets the swinging strikeout. He pitches around a 2-out walk. We are through 3.5. St. Thomas leading 3-0.
Hi, welcome to Raising Cane's. You know Cane's is all about one love. It's chicken fingers that are always fresh, never ever frozen. A friendly crew, a fun atmosphere, and a perfect chicken finger meal every time. That is one love. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers.
It's crucial that my car stays clean when I'm meeting with clients, so when it gets dirty, I head for Bubbles Car Wash. They pamper me with free coffee and internet service and comfortable surroundings. Oh, and they do make my car shine. Bubbles Car Wash, I wouldn't go anywhere else.
When it comes to keeping my car looking good, there's only one place I trust, Bubbles Car Wash. That's because only Bubbles uses Lancel mitts with every hand wash, and their detailing crew removes every last bit of dirt. Only the best for my car, that's Bubbles.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Allegiance Bank, one of 8 locations
Allegiance Bank of Texas, proud sponsors of the Legacy Sports Network. New first baseman for St. Pius X. They are going with right-hander Mason Inglet. Inglet is the new first baseman, takes over for Joel Segura. First pitch swinging by Hunter Palish. Skies one on the infield. And the third baseman, Jeremy Jones, makes the play. So Joel Segura, who hit in the number 6 spot and struck out to end the 4th, is now being lifted for by the first baseman, Mason Inglet. Segura just didn't look comfortable at first base, might have had something to do with it. Wendell Champion. Champion, a base hit his first time up. Champion was involved in a play on Saturday. Dakota Parsons of College Park from the Woodlands hit a 2-out, 3-run home run to decide the ball game. 8-6 in favor of the Cavaliers. And on that fly ball, looks like Champion kind of got turned around, and if he would have played it right, he might have had a chance to reach over and make the play. But he did not, and as a result, Parsons hit the ball just over the outfield wall. A very delayed reaction by the College Park fans, in fact. That was up in the Woodlands on Saturday afternoon. And game ended up going in favor of the Cavaliers, 8-6, giving St. Thomas their 6th loss of the year. Reach over, make the play. You go back to the dugout because that was would have been the 3rd out. He made that play. Champion gone looking. Brian Newman, the starting pitcher for St. Pius X, is now have strikeout in every inning. Here's Ryan Olive. Alicia Keys, his walk-up song. There's got to be some kind of, he lost a bet or something on that. I don't know many young men to walk up to Alicia Keys. Olive struck out swinging his first time up. Of course, when you're hitting 121, I think you will try anything to break out of the funk, including maybe even killing a live chicken. Right now, he's in the head of the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Three runs on 4 hits for St. Thomas, bottom of the 4th. Newman gets a sign, and the pitch. That's a strike. Olive thought maybe that could have resulted in a walk, but it did not. These two teams will play once again to end the district season. Last time, like I said, St. Thomas won the district series between these two ball clubs was back in 2009. Craig Biggio's first year as a head coach here at St. Thomas. Full count after falling behind 3-0. Newman has come back, and he's filled the count now to Ryan Olive, 3-2. Full count. Ahead 3-0, and then he strikes out swinging. It has just been a tough year for Ryan at the plate. However, the Eagles still lead 3-0. We go to the 5th.
If safety is your goal, Fabinco is your gate. Fabinco, the world's leading manufacturer of self-closing safety gates.
Up next for Career Day, quarterback Aaron Rodgers.
That's State uniform agent said she helps people. What do you do?
I play football.
That's not a job.
Well,
Did you save my dad hundreds with the discount double check?
no, but I was MVP last year.
Mr. Hubble says trophies are for people with self-esteem issues.
Who's Mr. Hubble?
That's Rod Hubble.
No, it is not.
For savings, we're best in class.
Hey, Roger! Discount double check!
Get to a better state. State Farm.
Do us a favor, if you would, please. Go to our Facebook page, Legacy Sports Network, our Facebook page, and click like. Like us. And you can also follow us on Twitter, at Legacy Sportsnet. That's our Twitter handle, at Legacy Sportsnet. Legacy Sports Network building a legacy one game at a time. And top of the fifth, St. Pius X setting up the bottom part of their order. Kenneth Dana, the left fielder. Rogers delivers. Hit up the middle and through for their second hit of the ballgame. Solid single. Good piece of hitting by Kenneth Dana.
Number 5, Jones.
Jeremy Jones, third baseman, popped up to the second baseman. Kevin Biggio, his first time up. Rogers looks a lot better than his last outing last Tuesday when he pitched 4 innings against Tomball Concordia Lutheran, gave up 9 runs. And the wheels came off very quickly in that 4th inning. That was just a very strange game. Because in the previous start against Concordia Lutheran, Michael gave up 5 runs in the 3rd inning, and he just didn't have it. There's a pop-up, and Michael comes off the mound and makes the play on a bunt attempt by Jeremy Jones. First out of the inning. Then last Tuesday, up in Tomball with very bad weather looming, they were able to get the game in until the 6th inning, and then the lightning and rain started coming, and then they just called the game off. But by that time, St. Thomas was trailing 9-2. Thanks to 5 runs in the 4th inning against Michael. It looked like he was going to be in control, but then the 3 in the 3rd, and then the 5-run spot in the 4th, and it was just the horse had been let out of the barn. So it's very encouraging by the St. Thomas brass and the fans to see Rogers throwing a shutout at least into the 5th inning. Chase Fontana, center fielder, his first time up, a single opposite field. That was their first hit of the ballgame. They only have 2 hits. St. Pius. Runner goes. It's hit Biggio at second. He avoids the double play, but runner advances 90 feet. Fontana out 4-3. Two outs.
Number 19,
with Cole Stewart. Cole Stewart's teammate from last year, Kyle Kirk, in attendance here at Father Wilson Field, watching his former team play. Kyle is the starting 3rd baseman for the University of Houston Cougars. And the Cougars have been playing very well, ranked number 22 in the Baseball USA polls for college baseball. Rogers and Olive having a word with each other. Cole Stewart hit by a pitch his first time up and then grounded to the shortstop Sebo in the 3rd inning. Third base coach and head coach Adam Masiotti flashing the signs over to his runner, Kenneth Dana. Now, as I say that, Michael Rogers steps off the rubber, beg your pardon, and chases Dana back to the bag. Also want to give a mention over to the first base coach for St. Pius X, Kirk Janikowski. He's their first base coach, Adam Masiotti, the head coach and third base coach. Kirk Janikowski just recently married, October this past year. Played at St. Pius back in the early 90s. Class of 93, was a member of 3 state championship teams when he played there. 1-1. Rogers trying to get a breaking pitch over and Stewart laying off. 2 balls and 1 strike. Very high on Cole Stewart, a lot of the baseball people. Into center, just as I say that. Nice play in center field. Rawlings Elam robbing Cole Stewart. He hit that ball well, but Elam making a highlight play there. No runs, a hit. 3-0 St. Thomas. What a play by Rawlings Elam in center field, robbing Cole Stewart of extra bases. He hit that ball well, and it was also saved a run. 3-0 St. Thomas. Mitch Harris fouls it off. Three-run lead for St. Thomas. Elam 1 for 2 runs scored, part of the 2-run third. St. Thomas scoring the runs with a single run in the second and then 2 in the third inning. Nine, 1, and 2. The lineup for St. Thomas. Down the left field line, and it'll go to the wall. Harris flying into the bag at second base. Harris collecting his first double of the season.
Number 4, Elam.
Harris was 1 for 2 the last time these two teams played. Throw back to second base as Rawlings Elam. Rawlings, great play in center field, robbing Stewart. Now time is called, making sure Murillo and Newman are on the same page, and maybe also to buy some time for Joe Geringer to loosen up. He's loosening up now down the right field bullpen. Geringer, a right-hander who threw the first time that these two teams played. Breaking ball and just missing a little high. Newman is now at 61 pitches, 42 for strikes. So far in the first 4 innings, he has allowed 5 St. Thomas hits, 2 extra base hits. The right-hander stretches and delivers. Hit to the shortstop, Peterson. A little high, but the first baseman, Inglet, making sure that one's not going to go. Even when they make the routine plays, can get a little adventurous at times. So Rawlings Elam. 3-0 the score. St. Thomas with Justin Sebo. Sebo 1 for 2. Struck out looking in the first, single RBI in the 3rd inning. The infield is in for St. Pius X. And it's a strike. Inner half of the plate. Here's the 0-1. Foul ball back to the screen. It's 0-2. St. Thomas trying to add insurance and keep on tacking the runs on. Here is the 0-2. Sebo trying to put the ball in play, get that run home 90 feet away. Open stance for Sebo. Here's the pitch. Fouled off over to the right side. Justin's dad in attendance, as he is for most of these ball games. Talking with him, talking about how his off-season work that he puts into it. A lot of time at the plate, also a lot of time defensively as the shortstop. And Craig Biggio making a good play. Sorry we didn't get that on camera. Craig still got those hands. Coaching in the third base box. Short hop that ball, barehanded. Justin Sebo, he moved to his right. It was a good play, Craig. 1-2. Here's the pitch. And Sanchez can't handle it. That'll be ruled an E4. Ball was hit hard, but Sanchez looked like that he could have played the ball. And that is the 4th error for St. Pius X. You got to feel for Brian Newman. And he made the pitch. He made it, and it was right at Sanchez. If Sanchez comes up with that ball, he looks the runner at third. Harris doesn't come home, and he throws him out, and that's going to be the second. That would have been the second out of the inning, and you would have gotten that pitch that you were looking for to make sure you don't advance the runner. But Sebo is not credited with an RBI. He just reaches on an error by the second baseman, Sanchez. Harris comes home from third as Adam Asiati, head coach, talking with the catcher, Murillo, Brian Newman, the pitcher, and they're going to go to the bullpen. They will bring in Joe Geringer. And so we will take a break here from Father Wilson Field with the St. Thomas Eagles leading 4-0 with 1 out of the bottom of the 5th.
It's crucial that my car stays clean when I'm meeting with clients, so when it gets dirty, I head for Bubbles Car Wash. They pamper me with free coffee and internet service and comfortable surroundings. Oh, and they do make my car shine. Bubbles Car Wash, I wouldn't go anywhere else.
know Canes is all about one love. It's chicken fingers that are always fresh, never ever frozen. A friendly crew, a fun atmosphere, and a perfect chicken finger meal every time. That is one love. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers.
New pitcher for the St. Pius X Panthers is Joe Geringer. And he takes over for Brian Newman. Newman going 4 1/3, allowing 5 hits, 4 runs. Only 2 of them were earned. No walks, 5 strikeouts, 68 pitches, 48 for strikes, 20 balls. So Brian Newman has only allowed 2 earned runs. He will face Kevin Biggio. And Brian Newman now goes to second base. The second baseman, Luis Sanchez, goes to short. And Joe Geringer will be slotted in the DH spot. Biggio, his first pitch from Geringer, and that is a ball. Geringer making his 10th appearance of the season. That's tied with Brian Newman on the ball club with the lead. 2 balls and no strikes. 2-2 for Geringer with an ERA of 2.25. We mentioned that he pitched the first time that these two teams played. The pitch is driven down the right field line and foul. Mentioned that these two teams played the first time, and Geringer threw a 2 1/3, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned run, 1 walk. John Austin Hyde took the loss. He was the starting pitcher for St. Pius X. Here's the pitch. High fly to center. Fontana goes back, and he makes the play. Biggio flirting with extra bases, but Fontana making a great play here in the bottom of the 5th, just as Rawlings Elam made a tremendous play over the shoulder catch to Rob Cole Stewart of extra bases in the top of this inning. Kevin gave it a ride, but it died out there in center field. That's the second out of the inning, and Sebo is still at first base. Here's Greg Hoffman. And Geringer's breaking pitch stays high, ball 1. 4-run lead for St. Thomas. Got a run here in the bottom of the 5th. They're looking for more. The errors have been the story for St. Pius. 4 errors. Runner goes. That's a strike. And it gets away from the shortstop, Sanchez, but not far enough to where the runner Sebo can advance to third base. Sebo getting his 2nd steal for tonight. St. Thomas getting their 2nd steal overall as a ball club. Low for a ball. Justin now with 5 stolen bases and 7 attempts this year. As a ball club, 26 stolen bases in 34 attempts for St. Thomas as a ball club. We've seen them run more in previous years. So I got to share this story. Maybe I can get it in here before with 2 outs, though. Let's see what Hoffman does. Foul ball down the first base line. Sean O'Neill can't play that ball. So the funny part about this is sometimes when we ask stats from other teams, stolen bases and the stolen base attempts don't add up. There are more stolen bases than there are stolen base attempts sometimes when we get stats from teams. So it kind of makes you wonder. Hoffman getting a full count now at 3-2. I don't know how you can have more stolen bases than stolen base attempts, but that's the way sometimes the stats read. Here's the pitch. Strike called out of half of the plate. Hoffman is gone, and Gehringer retires the 2 batters he faces here in the 5th inning. 4-0 Eagles going to the 6th.
Family owned and operated, Gorilla Reprographics have provided quality reprographic services since 1969. Whether you need an oversized banner, copies of construction drawings, color presentations for your next meeting, or you'd like to scan and archive those unorganized documents, Gorilla Reprographics can handle it all. Gorilla's team are proven customer service experts, proudly serving many of the same customers for decades. Visit them today at GorillaReprographics.com for a job done right the first time. Go Eagles!
If safety is your goal, Fabinco is your gate. Fabinco, the world's leading manufacturer of self-closing safety gates.
What a great night for baseball in Houston, and none better setting in the Houston area for high school baseball than Father Wilson Field, as the Eagles lead 4-0. Of course, the folks at Scotland Yard and the Woodlands might have something to say with that. Just some really nice jewels in the greater Houston area for high school baseball. This is one of them right here. You're overlooking the downtown skyline. Granger Stadium beyond the left field wall. Back in 2010, I believe, they put that netting up to protect fly balls from going into the parking lot in left field. Ben Little, the right fielder, has got a 3-0 count. Rogers just wants to pump strikes with his team leading 4-0. Michael pointing to something at the first base dugout. Ball got away from the bullpen and went into the field of play, so that was what the delay was about. Rogers is ready now. Little thought he had a walk, and the home plate umpire says, not so quick. (3-1). And after falling behind 3-0, Rogers with 2 straight strike called. Little is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. One swinging in the first, one looking to end the third. 3-2. We'll do it all over again. Little will await the 3-2. And he hits a towering fly. Shallow right field. Kevin Biggio, the second baseman, making the play. Might have brought rain, that was so high. Here's the shortstop,
Luis Sanchez. Sanchez started the game at second base, committed an error in the last half inning that led to a St. Thomas run, leading 4-0. Sanchez hit into a double play in the first, hit it to Greg Hoffman, and out there at third base. Blake Moss is the new third baseman for St. Thomas. He's in there defensively. Blake Moss, a senior. See Craig Biggio do this, where he inserts Moss at third base late in the game for defensive purposes. Kevin Biggio to his left, 2 away. How about Michael Rogers? I mean, he just didn't think that he could rebound. I mean, he was really struggling on Tuesday night up in Tomball. But he has thrown 5 2/3 shutout baseball, allowing only 2 hits. Jerry Murillo. In the previous start against St. Pius, Rogers had the benefit of the base running mistakes by St. Pius. Hasn't been the case tonight. Their fielding has cost them. Murillo 0 for 2. Breaking pitch is hit into right field. That's the 3rd hit given up by Michael Rogers. Comes with 2 outs in the top of the 6th.
17, Newman.
Now it's the second baseman, Newman, who is the pitcher of record. Newman is 0 for 1, bounced into a double play and walked. Rogers gets a sign from his catcher, Olive. One pops away on a pass ball, Olive. So now you have Murillo in scoring position. And that's a courtesy runner. Can't see the courtesy runner who that is at second base. Maybe we can get a close-up of him. It's 2-2 with 2 outs. To Newman. Ball 3. Looks like number 20. Dylan Tarpey is running. A full count, making sure everybody's on the same page. Rogers wants to kind of put things away here. Go to bat in the bottom of the 6th. Foul ball off to the right side. Dylan Tarpey at second base. Tarpey with the lead. Biggio holding him on at second. Now he goes back to his position. The 3-2. In the air to right, playable for Candera. And the Eagles work around a 2-out single by Murillo. Newman flies out. To the bottom of the 6th we go. 4-0 St. Thomas.
first thing people say after trying Raising Cane's premium, fresh, never-ever frozen chicken fingers? Served with extra long crinkle-cut fries, made fresh daily cane sauce, and grilled Texas toast? They say, "Where have you been all my life?" To which our chicken fingers don't reply because, well, chicken fingers can't talk. Raising Cane's. One love.
I love you.
And I think you're the Egg McMuffin of boyfriends.
It's the Egg McMuffin of automobiles.
I'll take it.
You told me it was the Egg McMuffin of apartments. The Egg McMuffin.
The Egg McMuffin of all beach days.
Experts are calling it the Egg McMuffin of
Science projects.
The simple joy of the one and only. With fresh cracked egg and extra lean Canadian bacon, it's just one of the wholesome ways to start your day at 300 calories or less.
He called you the Egg McMuffin of what?
St. Thomas winning this one 4-0. Bottom of the 6th. Another insurance run or two wouldn't hurt anybody's feelings in the red and white. With Ben Candera standing in. 1 for 2 for Benny. Candera was not in the everyday starting lineup to start the season, but he has been able to work his way in there, and he's hit the ball very well. Coming into the game, 379. That is third in the ball club behind Harris and Biggio. Free swinger, got a hit. 1 for 2, double in the second inning. Playing right field. Hit a walk-off grand slam against Westbury Christian. And then a game-winning walk-off home run against Beaumont Kelly in district play. So Candera's 2 home runs have been of the walk-off variety. Two-one. High fly. Little, the right fielder, is going to run out of real estate. Next game for St. Thomas will be Thursday. We'll have that for you on the Legacy Sports Network. Won't have all the cameras, bells and whistles and all that, but we'll have the game on the audio broadcast for you. That will be against the Concordia Lutheran Crusaders. That'll be a 7 o'clock first pitch. Our pregame on the Legacy Sports Network will begin at 6:45. Candera fouls it back, hanging tough. And they play the Brazos Wood Buccaneers on Saturday. So a busy week for St. Thomas. St. Pius will play against Beaumont Kelly on Thursday. Candera hit. Candera flips the bat, a little upset, but he'll take the base. You see the Eagles, you see the first base coach, Sean O'Neill. See the warm-up jacket that they have? I see that font, Eagles, written across. Those are new warm-up jackets which St. Thomas has this year. If we can get another close-up of that warm-up jacket, I want to go more into detail on that. Hunter Palish, right-handed batter. Inglet, first baseman, holds the runner Candera on. That's a strikeout, a half of the plate. 0-1. Runner goes. How back to the screen. Pius is 0 for 2 with an RBI. Four errors by St. Pius X. See the Eagles, that font. Go over to first. Garinger in his second inning of relief. Swing and a miss. Overhand pitch. Pius is gone. Second strikeout for Garinger. And overall, 7 strikeouts for St. Pius X pitching. 1 out, Wendell Champion. Champion a single and a strikeout looking. Candera going to second. He slides in. Wasn't the most prettiest of slides, but he'll take it. Ben with his first stolen base of the year. His first stolen base attempt as well. Here's the 1-0. There's a high chopper. That's a foul ball. One ball and 1 strike. Pitcher Garinger has taken his time. And he is safe in there. So going from first to third, Candera. Catcher Murillo firing it in over the third baseman Jones, but right ahead of the tag was Candera. Another insurance run 90 feet away. The infield is in. So let's see what Champ can do here. If you put the ball in play, just remember, St. Pius has struggled defensively all year long. 3-1, and he takes a walk. Runners on the corners. Here comes Ryan Olive. Maybe 25 years ago, someone would have walked up to maybe the Pointer Sisters for St. Thomas. Neutron dance. Olive 0 for 2. He was ahead in the count, 3-0, and then he got 3 strikeouts. Or he got 3 strikes in there. He struck out swinging in the 4th inning. Foul ball. There was a safety, or that was actually a suicide squeeze. Eagles trying to tack on a run, and Olive fouling it. Olive trying to get something going. The infield corners are in. The infielders are a double play depth, the middle infield. Double play depth for St. Pius. Joel Gregory, the right-hander, is starting to loosen in the bullpen for St. Pius, the 10th. Nobody loosening in the bullpen for the Eagles. Looks like it's going to be Michael Rogers' game. As Rogers at 78 pitches so far, he can definitely pitch the 7th. And remember, high school ball is only 7 innings. The 0-1. Strike called. Good overhand pitch from Garinger.
Olive, like we had talked about in previous at-bats, again he finds himself down in the count 0-2. They're looking at Champ over there at first base, Wendell Champion. Eagles have runners on the corners without the benefit of a hit. A hit by pitch and a walk. Curveball, strike 3, and Olive is gone. Can't believe it. He said, only me. That's 3 strikeouts for Ryan tonight and 3 strikeouts for Joe Geringer tonight as well. Pitchers of record, Brian Newman and Michael Rogers. Newman hasn't lost a game. And he can't obviously win it. Now he's even out of the game. Mitch Harris with 2 outs. The Eagles just want to get another insurance run. They're working on Champion over there. Geringer, that wind blowing with that jersey flapping in the wind here. Harris. Harris has scored 2 of the 4 runs for St. Thomas. Not bad out of the number 9 spot. The first pitch to be delivered from Harris gets away from the catcher, Murillo. And Candera scores from third base. And a pass ball.
Not hitting me.
So Candera scores without the benefit of a hit. The pitch. Question is are these two teams going to see each other again in the postseason? The way Taps has it set up, maybe the 1 and 2 teams, I think they play in the semifinals. That's in for a strike. Of course, Concordia Lutheran's got a lot to say about this district race. What's going to happen in the future? Foul ball back to screen, and the 3rd round begins on Thursday night. The Crusaders have beaten both the Eagles and the Panthers. Beat them 1-0. Crusaders beat St. Pius last Thursday. (3-2). And Harris works it for a walk. 2 walks given up by Geringer, and that's 2 walks issued totally by St. Pius X Panther pitching. Rawlings Elam, top of the order. Elam, how about that play he made off of the bat of Cole Stewart in the 5th inning? Over the shoulder, robbing extra bases, robbing him of an RBI, keeping the shutout intact. Geringer's fastball swung on and missed. No one warming up at the bullpen now for St. Pius.
Elam 1 for 3, 2 ground balls to the shortstop. One Peterson. Peterson had a tough game defensively. The 1-2. And the breaking pitch is foul back to the screen. A reminder again, please like us on Facebook. Go to our Facebook page, Legacy Sports Network. Like us, and also you can follow us at Twitter, at Legacy Sports Net. Elam hanging tough here. Champion at second and Harris at first. What a great night for baseball. A little windy, but that don't hurt anything. 2-2. In the dirt, swung on and missed. Murillo is going to have to throw to first to complete the strikeout. He does. Geringer strikes out the side in the 6th inning. The Eagles they get a run without the benefit of a hit. No errors. 2 men left on. The 7th inning is next. 5-0 St. Thomas. Family owned and operated, Gorilla Reprographics have provided quality reprographic services since 1969. Whether you need an oversized banner, copies of construction drawings, color presentations for your next meeting, or you'd like to scan and archive those unorganized documents, Gorilla Reprographics can handle it all. Gorilla's team are proven customer service experts, proudly serving many of the same customers for decades. Visit them today at GorillaReprographics.com for a job done right the first time. Go Eagles!
You know the first thing people say after trying Raising Cane's premium, fresh, never-ever frozen chicken fingers? Served with extra long crinkle-cut fries, made fresh daily cane sauce, and grilled Texas toast? They say, "Where have you been all my life?" To which our chicken fingers don't reply because, well, chicken fingers can't talk. Raising Cane's. One love.
Father Wilson Field, the site of tonight's ball game between the St. Pius X Panthers and St. Thomas, the Eagles. And it's the home team, the guys in white and red, leading 5-0. Last call for St. Pius X. And Mason Inglet getting his first at-bat of the ball game. First pitch is a strike from Michael Rogers, now in his 7th inning of work. Coming across the body. We said that when he misses mechanically, it's usually the ball goes down and away. We saw there, it looked like he might have rushed his pitch a little bit. Inglet lifts a high pop on the right side. And it will be caught! What a play by the second baseman, Kevin Biggio. We've seen him make a couple of plays in foul territory on the right side. The wind is really whipping up right now, so that ball just kept carrying, and Kevin made a great play as England pops up. Mason Inglet is retired. In foul territory. Here's Kenneth Dana. Dana, the pitch is inside, ball 1. Dana a single his last time up in the 5th inning. He is 1 for 2. Grounded to the third baseman, Hoffman. Up the middle, base hit. And it's 2 for 3 now for Dana. And hit number 4 for St. Pius.
Number 5, Jones.
Jeremy Jones. Jones has popped it up twice in his 2 at-bats. A fly to left. And it is gone.
Home run. Jeremy Jones got all of that. Jones with his first home run of the year. And RBIs number 4 and 5. Ball got up in the wind, and that one was a blast. Went up in the netting. Craig Biggio, head coach of St. Thomas, out to talk to his infield. Makes the score 5-2.
Number 4, Fontana.
Rogers with a deep breath. Well, they draw a little bit closer in the how big does that insurance run look now that they scored in the 5th inning without the benefit of a hit. For St. Thomas, Chase Fontana. One and one the count. Rogers giving up his 5th gopher ball this year. Into right center, and it will be Rawlings Elam making the play in center. Covers a lot of ground out there. Just ask the batter in the batter's box now, Cole Stewart.
Number 19, Stewart.
Stewart last time up robbed of an RBI, extra bases. As it is 5-2, 1 out and to go. Panthers down to an out. Cole 0 for 2, hit by pitch. Grounded the shortstop Sebo in the 3rd, and then that great play in center field by Rawlings Elam. There's Michael again coming across the body, and it bounces up there. 1 and 1 the count. Rogers now at 89 pitches. This is his game, obviously. His game to lose, that is. It's 2 and 1. Up next on the Legacy Sports Network, we will have our player of the game interview. We actually get to see our player. This should do it. Sebo across the diamond, and the Eagles win 5-2. Winning pitcher Michael Rogers, he's now 3-2 on the season. Good job by Michael, and the loss goes to Brian Newman. He is 3-1 on the season now, 3-1. St. Thomas wins their 19th game of the season and their 4th district game too. They're 4-2, and they are going to have the big showdown on Thursday now against the Crusaders from Tomball Concordia Lutheran. The final here, 5-2. We'll come back with our player interview right after this on the Legacy Sports Network.
Listen, son, your 20s, gosh, they could be such a magical time.
Wait, what? Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, Kevin.
Keisha, you made my car insurance super easy to understand. What are they talking about?
They're kicking you out.
What?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there with a walk-in closet.
But I just graduated.
A dojo. Sauna.
Gross.
I'll help you pack.
Agents make insurance easier. Get to a better state. State.
You know the first thing people say after trying Raising Cane's premium, fresh, never-ever frozen chicken fingers? Served with extra long crinkle-cut fries, made fresh daily cane sauce, and grilled Texas toast? They say, "Where have you been all my life?" To which our chicken fingers don't reply because Well, chicken fingers can't talk. Raising Cane's. One love.
Family owned and operated, Gorilla Reprographics have provided quality reprographic services since 1969. Whether you need an oversized banner, copies of construction drawings, color presentations for your next meeting, or you'd like to scan and archive those unorganized documents, Gorilla Reprographics can handle it all. Gorilla's team are proven customer service experts, proudly serving many of the same customers for decades. Visit them today at GorillaReprographics.com for a job done right the first time. Go Eagles!
Back at Father Wilson Field with the St. Thomas Eagles victorious here 5-0. And with us is our player of the game, Junior Rawlings Elam, the center fielder. And what an incredible catch off the bat of Cole Stewart in the fifth inning. That really changed that momentum. They had a chance to go on the with a run, and you made a tremendous play. Talk about that play in center.
I actually thought it would be short, but because the wind, it's very windy today, but it kept going, and I just got lucky and made a good catch.
And you were so nonchalant about it. It's like, nah, no big deal. You came back to the infield.
Yeah, I mean, had to come up and get a good at bat the next at bat. So, game goes on.
A big win against St. Pius, because now you've beaten them in the season series. You've taken the first two. So, in case it comes down to a tiebreaker, you've got that tiebreaker over them now.
Yeah, that's really good. Really good. We have to beat Concordia now, but. Or Beaumont. I don't know who we're playing next, but
you've got to beat Concordia Tomball, and you got to beat Beaumont Kelly. Yeah. Now, this is the first time that y'all have beaten St. Pius in a season series since 2009, Craig Biggio's first year.
Yeah, that's really cool. I didn't know that, but yeah, that's pretty good for this year. Yeah.
For people that are watching for the first time, the talk really is about the chemistry of this ball club. Everybody's really tight-knit. Everybody's pulling for each other. Share with everybody about that. They talk about the chemistry.
Yeah, we've known each other for a while, and there's 14 seniors on the team or whatever, and all of us underclassmen, or I'm upperclassman junior, but we all go together really well. Yeah.
As you know, that it's a big responsibility of a center fielder. Any championship team always has good defense up the middle, from the catcher, second baseman, shortstop, and the center fielder. You're patrolling that big outfield out there. Talk about the responsibility out there for you.
I just try to do my best I can, and it's hard for me for such a small guy, but yeah.
Congratulations on the win, and congratulations on being our player at the game.
Thank you very much.
Rawlings Elam. By the way, you've got the coolest baseball name, Rawlings Elam.
Yeah. I don't know. My dad just came up with it, I guess.
Junior Rawlings Elam here, the St. Thomas Eagles, as they win 5-0. We'll be coming back to wrap it up here from Father Wilson Field right after this on the Legacy Sports Network. Final score 5-0, St. Thomas with the win, and they improve now to 4-2 in district play. Overall, they are 19-6, and they're just one win closer to that 20-win season in which the Eagles, they really have that benchmark set, and they've been playing outstanding baseball all year long. They're in first place now in TAPS 3-5A. Of course, depends on what happens with Tomball Concordia Lutheran and Beaumont Kelly also tonight. The Eagles win. Michael Rogers goes the distance, 7 innings pitched, and allowing no runs. The right-hander now is 3-2 on the season. The loss for Brian Newman, the right-hander for St. Pius X, he's now 3-1. For the Eagles, the player of the game, Rawlings Elam, an outstanding catch in center field, really changing the momentum of this ballgame, and any hopes that Pius had a chance to get back into the ballgame was thwarted with that great play in center field. It's very windy here at Father Wilson Field, and that'll about wrap up our coverage on the Legacy Sports Network with St. Thomas with the win, 5-0. Our next broadcast on the Legacy Sports Network, audio only, will be against Tomball Concordia Lutheran, again with the Eagles, and that'll be on Thursday night, a 7 o'clock first pitch. Our pregame will begin at 6:45 with our McDonald's leadoff show. For everybody at the Legacy Sports Network, I'm Gerald Sanchez, wishing you a very pleasant good evening. The final score, Eagles 5 and the St. Pius X Panthers 0.